Good evening. It's Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. I'm RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole, what separates our show from other millennial news podcasts?
That we haven't sold out and we're actually poor enough to run out of gas, just like you guys.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. That's aggressively true. We have a boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. Boomer Rex himself.
Who was along for their misadventure of no gasoline.
We were only out
An
because of
active
you.
goddamn contributor, too.
Yes,
You two
I agree.
eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm learning that's
That one
three
eat, reads, and
unique
sleeps hot and
perspectives
sour
we
soup.
share
Yeah.
along with the facts from our literal round
That is
table.
how I feel about egg rolls, though.
Hey, okay. Good egg rolls.
What the fuck ever egg rolls?
Oh,
Man,
yeah?
I eat gas station sushi. I don't give a shit.
Okay. Oh,
I've also
God.
eaten fancy sushi. I'm not against whatever the good stuff is supposed to be. I've also known people who worked at the places where they serve the good stuff and you're not getting the good stuff, so settle down.
Yep. All right.
Let's dig right into our headlines. Top Gun Maverick brings back the Taiwan flag.
So, you
when
watched
they
it?
did their trailer or their fuck. When they did their trailer in 2019,
Yeah.
they had changed out the Taiwan flag that was on the back
That's what I remember.
of his jacket. Right, but at that time they had a Chinese backer, Tencent.
Yeah.
And since then they have left the movie.
Yeah.
Right? But it's virtually certain that China's going to say no, you can't show the movie in China and so forth. And the point is they have decided this will create more goodwill in Europe than they will lose in Chinese participation.
Fair.
So they really don't care about the Chinese market, which puts a little bit of a bug in the, we're doing everything to make the Chinese happy. No, we're really not, because they're really not that big a source of income for some of these industries.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's awesome.
so it's back. And so screw China and way to go Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I'll
I'm,
sit down and watch
nicely
that,
done.
because I
actually gonna
love the
watch
first
that
one.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
That is one of those movies that makes me love Tom Cruise, and yes, I know,
Yeah, I know.
by and large his job is to stare intensely at the middle distance. You
Yeah.
know what? He's fucking good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
No, the first one was a fun movie. This one, everything I've read suggests they got quite serious about, having people, for instance, awake after the maneuvers in the F-18s. So they got some training.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. School bans rainbow flag motherfuckers. What the hell?
Oh, this one's actually good news.
It's the moment I have where I get to picture rainbow flag motherfuckers. Hold on. Okay, I'm good now. What?
Yeah, okay. So, anyway, after students at Passaic Preparatory Academy raised the flag last June for Pride Month, the Board of Education said it realized they had no policy. And they were thinking about what other flags could easily be raised at their school. And so they implemented a policy that says they can fly a New Jersey state flag or a school flag and the U.S. flag, and that's it. You can only fly those three flags, right? So, okay. Didn't single
It's
out.
a standard. I don't care. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. No, this sounded way worse when I read the
Where
headline.
is this?
This is in New Jersey.
New Jersey,
But
I
this
dare
is a-
you. Find a way to fuck this up. That sounds like a good rule. I believe in you.
It's a great rule. So anyway,
And I don't like rules.
what they did as an alternative was to hang a rainbow flag in virtually every window of their school. So it showed from the street. It's really an impressive picture.
Hell yeah.
And of course, the predictable Trumpissy came and said, "Oh no,
Pinch face, no fun. Nobody wants to fuck. Had a lot of things to say about who gives a damn, but we're going to have to because they say a lot of it.
And the school board president said, while we respect and appreciate the many different opinions on the matter, the current flag policy is non-discriminatory and it ensures consistency across the district with respect to flags. And it has nothing to say about hanging flags in the windows of the school.
We don't have a window flag policy, motherfucker. Fuck around, we will.
Anyway.
Good
I
job,
love it.
kids.
Yes.
Awesome.
No, the whole
that
song
sounds
about
way
children
better
of the
than
future. Sure, absolutely agree
Yeah.
with it. Right, not big on the Afro-Male deluge, except some of the parts where, the different ways I don't understand with their young new music.
Gay Day.
You call that music?
I know, it's fucking ghastly, but everyone's is.
I know.
Gay Day returns to Disney World.
It's part of what annoys me so bad about everything being all shitty is why don't we have better fucking music? It was barely shitty previously,
Yeah.
and some of the best music happened. What
Yep.
the fuck are we doing?
Yep. Yeah, a lot of the music I appreciated is still good music.
Yeah, we're playing fucking Minecraft and Fortnite. We're all gonna die well entertained. But
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
okay.
I interrupted.
Anyway, after a 3-year hiatus, Gay Days returned to Orlando today. Pride Month begins nationwide,
Hell yeah.
and Disney World is doing their Gay Day.
Shit, yeah.
So,
Good. Fuck Florida and fuck Ron DeSantis.
Yep.
yep. So they didn't consider changing their plans because of the law. If anything, its response encouraged them to show solidarity with Disney's LGBTQ employees and other
Hey,
fans.
steal their fucking gays. I need you to do steal the fucking Spartan quote from them. The come and take them.
Yeah.
Just print that everywhere. Print that so much on so many rainbow flags that no one can ever see it and not think, yeah, it was the gay topless dudes who just wore helmets and capes.
Yep.
They were fucking fabulous. They brought hairdressers to the end of the world.
No, I'm really sad because there's a gay pride pub crawl that's going to be happening locally, and I can't go. It's sad. Anyway, QAnon warning. We do not believe or promote anything QAnon related. Just keep that in mind. Everything that we say about QAnon is literally to just let you know what they're doing, and so that you can up armor yourself against the trap of falling into their bullshit.
Yeah, I want one of the broken noises from Price is Right or something like. Wah, wah. Yeah. Like something that conjures up the idea of how their brains don't work fucking right because they're busy pretending the world is rainbows and whatever for exactly them and fuck everyone else.
So, on that note,
What are we peeing on them about today?
QAnon influencer declares herself leader of the world in campground parking lot.
So much.
So, which is, if you were looking for a place to crown the leader of the world, right, a campground parking lot would be the most obvious choice, right? I mean, just the
Did
perfect
the
place.
world fall down? Is there no society left? And some dude is standing in a parking lot declaring themselves king, queen.
I'm the
or
emperor of the
whatever and
moon.
whatnot?
The entire team was privileged to hear Queen Romana speak to the United
Yeah.
States Commander-in-Chief via telephone and hear the intel disclosed. Wait for it, said her press secretary. Queen Romana is the leader of the world. Okay, yeah, all right.
Who did she
You
tell
gotta
that
love
to?
it.
Some random dude
Well,
on the phone?
who fucking cares?
Well,
We
she's
also
got a
called
new
Angela
RV,
Merkel.
and it's got a purple Queen Romana logo. By the way, her name, let's see.
Does that mean I
is-
get to go steal her RV and then I become queen? Is that how this works? It's like the
I-
the wands. Like if
I
you're the one
guess.
that disarms them,
It's the
you get it and
magic
you
RV.
become the power.
There you go.
The grift is strong with this
Do
one.
I cross her name out and write "Risen Lady Heathen," below it or something? Like
So her name is Romana
We'll
Dildulo.
just get a big stamp that says property of the moon.
yes, Moon Kingdom. Yes,
know.
I'm all about this.
I already
Let's
declared
do
myself
it
emperor
twice.
of the moon and we're taking over.
Oh my
Oh,
god! All my Sailor Moon fans that listen to this, I love you.
So anyway, this said this would sort of coronation in the parking lot, right? Explained this would bring legitimacy to the new queen of the world. And, she's done all the heavy lifting, and now it's up to we the people to. So she's got this set of 79 decrees.
I couldn't remember if it was 78 or 79.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, and she keeps
See any of
stacking
them?
them up.
Yeah. She's gotten to the point of cult where she's got proclamations and each one's got to be written
Oh,
down.
yeah, absolutely. One of her decrees made Victoria, British Columbia, the new Canadian capital. Last time I heard, nobody has moved. Raising the age of consent to 24.
Wait. Consent? Like
yeah,
for
yeah.
sex?
No fucking
Yes.
until you're 24. Which,
Right. Another of the
be
decrees
my
is
advice,
to
Leader.
remove all refugees and immigrants from Canada. And to decree that any person publishing slanderous articles concerning Queen Romana Dildulo of the kingdom will be put in prison for 30 years.
Oh, I guess we're going to jail.
I don't think
Yep.
any of our buttons are actually published.
Come and get us, bitch.
I'm
Come at me, bro.
gonna get killed by fucking next gen Moonies.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Anyway, turns out apparently she doesn't think any of those decrees are satirical. What can you do when the other team is just oh my God.
But again, we were discussing earlier. I heard a good argument today that, again, part of why I'm sure I want to pivot to the Buffalo shooting instead of the Uvalde nonsense. Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones and all of that, they didn't make that kid crazy.
Right.
No.
Right? They are the emergency brakes on the sound floor for crazy.
Yes.
Right? This kid got weird on the internet because, internet, I know you, you know me.
Yeah.
We specialize in weird. Like, literally type in the name of anything you've ever liked as a character from anything and fucking, and the internet has a picture of it.
That's rule what?
34.
34? Okay.
And this picture of his chairs fucking. It's
Yeah.
a whole genre of fucking stacked furniture.
Oh, wow.
The internet is the closest thing to a lot of the Harry Potter shit.
Just magic.
Nah,
What can I tell you?
kinda. If some idiot can dream it, another idiot's getting paid to draw it.
Oh, Lord.
Fair. All
Well,
right.
and now that Google AI can do it just with a description of what it is you want to see.
No, and you know we can't. That's
I want to play with that tool
I want
so
it.
bad.
I want one of the companies to get drunk enough. Tesla or Musk, looking at you here. Right, a company needs to like gloriously aflame, like Cisco did in the '90s. Go into a bunch of shit with just everybody,
Yep.
and then die. So everyone has a knife fight over the patents, but that also means they dumped a bunch of software development kits out. In the
Yeah.
world.
Absolutely.
So
Sounds like fun.
no,
I want to play with the AI.
That's kind of got it right. What Facebook should be doing now. If Facebook really wants to unfuck itself,
Yeah.
right? Just accept you're going to run Facebook as a loss because it's not the biggest part of your company anymore, apparently.
Yeah.
And just use it to pump an internet full of visual, interactive
Yeah.
attempts.
Stuff. Yep.
All right. Boomer Rex is about damn time. Tell me the good news.
All right. So a conservative pastor has been forced to declare bankruptcy
Always
and has now admitted in public that he was a liar after a transgender activist sued him for claiming that she had harassed Montana state senators. So Pastor J.D. Hall recently admitted that he lied when he wrote on his website that she had harassed the state senator and he was all scared and so forth. In any case, the articles repeatedly misgendered Jaywart, mocked her mannish appearance, etc., 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 and said her trans identity is proof she's mentally ill. In response to his article, Jaywart sued Hall for libel.
Yeah.
The two reached a legal settlement that requires Hall to pay $250,000, which is what drove him into bankruptcy.
Good.
He must also issue an apology and retract his article, and he must post those apologies and retractions in a prominent place on his website for 7 days. The statement must permanently remain. So, again, way to go.
Yep.
Excellent.
Outstanding.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Ran him down, got him punished.
Well, and
Will
again,
he see any money? Probably not.
this whole rhetoric about how trans people are crazy, it needs to stop. That's not true. It's not. They are no more
but it's
psychotic
the
than the rest of the
Opposite
fucking
corner
world.
pocket of the pedophile line.
Yeah,
Right? It's
exactly.
a group of people who we have historically not really given a shit about. We are easy to talk, right? It's like homeless people. Right? If you live in a place with high homelessness, you were taught from an early age to step over that human who
Yep.
has a lot of problems.
Right? Don't make eye contact,
Yeah.
etc., etc. Yep.
And if you're going to fight, win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, dumbass of the day.
So now this one makes no sense at all. Okay. So QAnon postcards are turning up in mailboxes around New England. A lot of mailboxes. And they have images of Taylor Swift, Barack Obama, Dave Chappelle, Mark Zuckerberg. Others have Donald Trump, Mel Gibson, and the notes read, "The true story of QAnon," and there's a QR code that takes you to a website that is apparently unrelated to this effort, but is definitely a QAnon,
That's even
hunting
weirder.
ground. So anyway, Vice News has been trying to figure out who the hell's doing this, right? They describe themselves as a child victim of the cabal spoken of in QAnon. So they invented the whole saga of QAnon and planned all the news and entertainment events 20 years ago, right? It's, they planned 9/11 and 7/7 and the Ukraine war and COVID-19 and said the world would end on Good Friday and predicted it would be as a result,
When the
possibly
fuck is
of
Good
nukes.
Friday?
And in the past,
Okay, fine.
yes, no nuclear weapons were shot, and the world did not end on Good Friday.
Well,
So, but this was a lot of money.
I'm hoping there's one very industrious, very dead from having drunk their Kool-Aid at their lonely ass birthday party, like lunatic at the end of the story.
When you said it,
By the time you produce the cards and address them and send them,
sure.
we're talking about close to $1 million.
I hope they maxed out a lot of credit cards. I don't
Yeah,
know.
okay. Wow.
No, it's the internet's going to put a lot of people in contact if you get a pluck from all of them. Yeah,
by the way, give us $1.
yeah, we need an airship.
Go
Absolutely.
to
We promise
BoomerRexTonight,
to
no
use it for
spaces
good
on
things.
Facebook, and give us a fucking $1,
Ooh.
and get access to our pregame show.
Which is better sometimes.
Give us $1, we'll help you make better
Well, we're
hits.
more honest in the pregame show since you're paying for that content.
Yeah.
We don't pull
I think
punches.
honest in this case might be a
Hey,
synonym
I-
for crazy.
I use it largely as a ram dump.
Yeah.
That's why they got a whole thing about fucking infantry helmets.
Yep.
All right. Suspect dead after active shooter incident at Tulsa Hospital.
If you'll recall, yesterday we pointed out that a hospital was a really odd place for a random murder, right?
It
So,
wasn't random.
asshole was speculating that it was an ex-wife or, they went to the hospital for a reason. Well, it turns out now we know. He went to the hospital to shoot his doctor. He was being treated for back pain. Apparently, the doctor either didn't cure it or made it worse or whatever.
Or ignored him.
Yeah. And this was back surgery. So I will say, and again, this is totally anecdotal.
Yep.
But the handful of people I've known who had back surgery, not a single one of them was happy with the results.
Yeah, back surgery's fucked up. I mean, it's not something you want to do if you can fucking avoid it. If there's another way to solve your problem.
Well, we don't have to do 1 billion of them. So there's not a big body of work there.
Yeah,
That's the family advice has always been, if surgery is on the table, right, back surgery is on the table, see a chiropractor, try a lot of other stuff first.
Yeah, you get lots of
That
second opinions.
really should be your last resort, because you're rolling some dice, and it's bad enough we were discussing you having back surgery. If it gets worse, is that better? So, no.
Yeah,
me?
I think
This is how you tell us about back surgery?
Okay.
So help me God, I will start putting drugs in your food. You won't know what happens. You'll just think you're dying. You feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Like you'll have a heart attack, and then I'll have to lie about it.
So anyway, I want to point out that part of being a failed state is that when people believe they have been injured and they have no other route to get satisfaction or justice, there are ways to go look for it. And that's one of the big problems with being a failed state. If your legal system and your medical system aren't working, right, there are people who will figure out there is one more solution. So,
God damn it. Where the hell is the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case being heard?
no idea why.
Because they were one of the states in the 90s that was very successful on tort reform and has limited their punitive damages to Virginia, thank you.
Yeah.
$350,000, which That's not if you feel you can't get justice in court. That's fractional to the bill we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's if they like pee in your open chest.
Yeah.
Right? If they're just like, nah, fuck this guy's organs, he's done.
Yep.
So, right, this isn't the little things that people
Well, and
pretend
we
it
know
was.
that the AMA will not self-police. They
Oh,
are
fuck
not
no.
getting bad surgeons.
Can we
out
just
of the
agree no
pool.
group can self-police and drive the fuck
I-
on? Humans can't be trusted with cocaine, God, and self-policing. Cool. Barnabas, chisel that.
Right?
Get me some fucking stone tablets, then people will take me serious.
So basically, this is what happens when we let our health care not work properly.
And the justice
don't
system
fix
not
it.
work.
Yeah,
And,
and they're gonna hold court in the street, and it's gross. This
Yeah.
is so.
well, or in
as
this
soon as
case,
you
in a
told-
surgeon's office.
As soon as you told me what it was, it very much reminds me of the story about the lawyer who got shot by a
Yeah.
client, and like that was horrific video. And yeah, and the ever American thing of once it's broke, it doesn't get more broke, and
yeah.
the lunatic spiral that leads to. At the same time, honest to God, like a lot of the stories that like idiot boys are learning, whether they're real or not, basically rely on that as an underpinning of how you do that.
Yeah, true.
Right? When so and so advanced to whatever, right? The World War II stories, which of course those are punched up, you're gonna write the best version of that story.
Yes.
Because someone's gonna have to read this, and like, loads of the times we're gonna have naming a field after some kid because, well, he got lucky the last time, and this time not so much.
Yeah.
But he killed a fuck ton of dudes because he went that way, going "Rawr!"
Yeah.
and being very scary.
Oh.
Okay, the right desperately tries to blame women for the 21 murders in the Uvalde school shooting.
Again, it's
The problem is we've come to a place where I can't make the fucking rude and easy joke of I'm gonna blame the 19 women who stood in the hallway, but everyone I know would have taken that door.
yeah.
Everyone
Well,
I know what you would have been. You would have required physical restraint to keep her from taking it by herself if that was all there was.
one of the teachers who was bleeding out called her armed husband who was in the hall while she was dying, and he didn't go into the room.
What the fuck,
If
buddy?
I knew my wife were in there, injured or not,
I would have shot the dude that was stopping me and then said, "You all have a problem with this? No, cool, we're going in."
I know where my lady friend works, and there's a crazy inside with a gun.
yeah,
I'm gonna kill all the crazies I meet until I find her. And she and I are gonna fuck right off.
yeah. No, I just.
Damn it, stupid.
But anyway,
fucking
they
shit.
were so happy when they thought a teacher had blocked the door open. They could blame it on the teachers instead of the 19 cowards in the hall.
I know, and I don't
Um,
actually. Again, I made a bad joke earlier, but I just fucking. This is what annoys me about the fucking progress we've made in one way.
I know, yeah,
Is that would ring out so rudely perfectly.
yeah,
Like, late night, get on it. Say a rude thing one time.
yeah.
You can spend the rest of your show apologizing and explaining how no, I don't think women are less whatever. But God fucking damn it, if they're gonna play that game, we ought to hit them right.
No,
back
when I was growing up, that
Look
was
to
a
not
very
do that.
popular insult,
Right.
It was popular when I
Um,
was growing up.
Yeah. I'm not gonna blame the lady teacher. I'm gonna blame the 19 bitches that were in the hallway.
Yes. There
And
you
then they're
go.
like,
bitches.
"Oh my
I
God,
think
rah,
bitches
rah,
is
rah."
good there.
I can quote Jay-Z and say, bitch, not in the sense of having a pussy, but a pussy having no sense.
Having
Yeah.
no goddamn sense.
Yep.
Oh
No.
yeah. Anyway,
Shit. Again, this is my problem with it because this got so bad that I'm not talking about what proper tactical teams are taught. I'm not talking about what the police of various, they have, like, there were dudes in that place that have a rank,
yeah.
right? They are officially designated to be in charge and trustworthy with a certain number of humans.
And they've been trained.
Yeah. So
You don't stop till the shooter's dead.
Absolutely. Right, and they always telling about their fucking counter-terror role.
Yeah.
And I'm always politely not calling out the fact if you guys walk close enough that you're going to get together with one burst, then you're not doing a counter-terror role the fuck at all.
Well,
Yeah.
But,
and I want to remind y'all that this new timeline that we have now says that they were there not for half an hour, not for an hour. Dude was in the building for 78 minutes before cops killed him.
Yep.
78 minutes this young man had to kill more and more people and let children and women bleed out without medical care while the cops were standing around the fucking hallway.
Yep.
What the actual fuck, Uvalde?
Well, and of course, the other big push here is always, well, you know, if you just had a properly armed up school and you'd had some good men with guns there, that would have solved it. But we had 19 creatures that identify as male standing in the hall doing fucking nothing.
You're right, and maybe we'll end up having to cut it out. Or check it out. You're going to harden it all up, except for that one little place they're going to come in, and that's going to be their kill zone. And they're going to drop your entire tactical team all in one go. And I have no idea what the fuck a SWAT team costs. I assume they're expensive.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No,
I just want to know how difficult it is for somebody to peek in a goddamn fucking window.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, dudes on the left side.
Again, this is my...
Blah, blah,
this is
blah.
why I get so loud about the we can't harden the schools that makes extraction impossible.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about having to pay a lot for
They were
mental health?
waiting for a key.
Oh, I don't care. I'm saying, what are you going to do
I
when
suspect that's not true.
someone splashes kid after kid up against the windows that will withstand everything you could possibly field an assault force with? Unless you're going to give them those weird-ass Russian bullpup 50s, which I think may be, right, Photoshop. I certainly wouldn't want to assault anything bigger than one room. On the other hand, it means I don't give a shit. You can have all the armor you want.
And you're going to shoot it once. It's going to break both your wrists.
Right.
So
it's going to be well shouldered. You can probably do it. I'd rather do it with a 12 gauge or something. Right. Anyway.
Yeah, I've never had a 12 gauge knock me down.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, I can make the 50 heavy enough. But again, I'd rapidly get to something like the heavy weapons platform in Aliens before I got to. Because I can make it not give a shit.
And the bullpup is not a heavy weapon.
Depleted uranium, right, 308, isn't going to give a shit about their body armor. It's not even going to notice that. It's also going to shoot through the rest of the school behind them. But how many bad guys were there? And the nice thing about shooting in schools is most of the people you give a shit about aren't very tall.
Right. So don't aim low.
Yeah.
Don't aim low because the good guys are riding Shetlands. So anyway, oh my God.
Speaking of Uvalde,
Oh, damn it.
Ted Cruz
Oh, Jesus.
shared a video of himself playing poker while Uvalde victims were beginning to get buried. So here's his post.
I thought he was playing poker while it was happening.
Read it to y'all.
Now picture Ted Cruz's life full of poker games.
He shared head-to-head versus an iconic poker player like at Phil Hellmuth was ridiculous fun. And somebody responded and said, there's absolutely no reason for a Texas senator to be having ridiculous fun right now. None whatsoever.
Well,
Now.
Well, the whole point is they don't care.
Here's my
right. This is just one more school
shooting.
Doesn't mean anything.
No, you can run your mouth. Let me say my piece.
All right.
Ted Cruz, why do you care? Why do any of you care what he's doing? Now, first of all, he said that this was pre-recorded. Okay, so this happened several months ago, but the video was just shared, right? So this was recently shown episode of some, famous people playing poker.
Okay.
And it was for charity. So the optics of this are terrible, right? The timing, horrific. Can I just say, bad fucking form, right? Like, you're the fucking senator. But no one should care or have expected anything different from him. This person is so disconnected from his own constituents.
This is Cancun Cruz, right?
That he can't even take a moment to say, maybe I should wait and share this next week.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Maybe that would be a better route to go.
Yeah.
And again, the fact that anybody even bothered reporting on this,
yeah.
Why?
No, it's entirely too much like entirely too many other things. What's actually gone wrong for the Republicans is they no longer give a shit. They're not even pretending to
Right.
care. Right? Standard PR out of the 80s or 90s would have absolutely handled this better.
Oh, yeah.
Because all we've done is, right, we can talk about all of the pros and cons, it's all cons all the way down, of social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's really just standard messaging in another package.
Yep.
So, sure, this was blamed on scheduling software or an idiot intern or, right, pick out of the excuses deck.
Right.
No,
But-
and he doesn't deny sharing it. So this
Yeah.
was his post. But this is again
It's
why
the-
why even report on this? It's a waste of space, and you're talking about the wrong thing again.
It's what the board media will always do. They need
Yeah.
to fill, right, was
So
column
many
issues,
column inches.
now it's why clicks. Again, too much of the good media is behind a paywall for a reason.
Vote Ted Cruz out, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He does not give a fuck about you, and that is not going to change.
Well,
We are
he's
talking
leading-
about Cancun Cruz, right?
He's leading them to
I've only said it about a dozen times.
he's leading them to a place of bellicose rudeness that isn't good of us, right? We've seen it before. We've fought a civil war with it before.
Yeah.
Right? It's the
And to clean some up in Germany.
I'm not worried about the Nazis. They were a backwards fucking people. American fascism will probably run the world. For the idiots that believe in Ted Cruz or like the muscular Christianity or Christian nationalism or the rest, you want to talk about 1,000 years of darkness, motherfucker?
Yeah.
The world's only superpower can probably rain that down. We could certainly make it so no human can ever leave the planet. Which, if you want to talk about demonstrations of power.
Yeah.
And they could if all of the humans got together and weren't opposed by the people who just set off bombs in space. Yeah, they might someday be able to clean enough to try. But
Yeah. You might be able to create a window.
Right, but in this instance, I
Don't
feel
do it,
like
America.
this
Not
is a waste of breath.
Yeah.
Oh, for
And-
sure.
You know, I think that, Ted Cruz just needs to fucking go. Nobody likes him. I don't understand how he keeps getting re-fucking elected. It's just ridiculous.
It's the outrage press. It's designed to make people go to it because look, Ted Cruz doing exactly the kind of shit you think Ted Cruz does all the time because Ted
That's what he
Cruz
does.
this whole shit all the time.
Yeah.
But that's on brand. Again, we were back to Ted Cruz isn't leading the crazy. He just makes sure it doesn't get less crazy. He just clogs it from draining out.
Yeah. Again, it's a grift.
All right. Short-term profits and long-term consequences. What's going on here?
I saw an interesting article. If you look at what happened to American business, Jack Welch was near the beginning of that, right?
Did he
So he
make the
stumbles
grapes?
into GE. What?
Did he make the grapes?
No, he was the first one to stomp the
I
grapes.
don't know who Jack Welch is.
Okay. He was head of GE. He became known as Neutron Jack.
I want to Reaper-tron.
Had a practice of ranking employees and automatically firing the bottom 10% every year.
Yeah.
In his first few years of leadership, he fired more than 100,000 people in a series of mass layoffs and factory closings. So his whole thing was reduce the costs, right? Maximize the short-term profitability of the company, right? Exactly what you would expect to happen happened.
Yeah.
Which is they thought they could outsource a whole bunch of parts that obviously somebody else could make cheaper and so forth. Yeah, and make them wrong and not deliver them on time
Slaves
and so
don't
forth.
care about quality control, guys.
Yeah, and so it came back to haunt GE.
You'd have to make a triangle trade. You'd have to bounce it to Australia for quality assurance.
And you have to remember that, GE was one of the companies that at one time they invested in their people, right? If they had somebody who was really bright, right, they would help them get educated and move them into the company. And right, so people were loyal to the company. They worked for it. They shared a vision with the company. And Jack Welch destroyed all of that.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
I get it.
again,
He's
for
an asshole.
what had been the
bad kind.
at one time, GE was the biggest chunk of the Dow. So anyway, things began to, not work out so well, and the long-term profitability wasn't so good. So Jack Welch got involved. He bought NBC.
Oh my God. There you go.
Right.
we're bad at running one business. Let's start acquiring more.
Yep.
Maybe one of those will grow accidentally.
He championed a bunch of risky financial ventures and acquisitions.
I was fucking right. I called accidents. I win.
Right. So their focus on subprime mortgages and short-term lending in 2008, it just ate them alive. So GE today is much smaller, standalone companies, one focused on jet engines, one focused on medical devices, and one focused on power equipment.
Lame.
So flew it straight into the ground.
Yeah.
But again, that style is, Jack Welch's style was more or less the beginning of the end for American companies that, valued their workers and had workers that cared about them.
It's where the greed is good metastasizes into a tumor.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, yes, I can absolutely make that greed is good speech. Absolutely true.
Oh, fucking true. Yeah. No,
But-
and the thing is, then, especially if you're unionized, you can go to your union and say, this is my proposal on how we share the winnings, right?
Yeah.
This is what I need from you guys. This is what I'm proposing to give you, right? And etc. And it would have worked, right? It would work today. Hey, if your company's in trouble and you've got a union, you should go talk to the union about how to get out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
Buying other companies is rarely the goddamn answer.
Yeah. Buying other companies makes sense if they are a troublesome portion
Of your life. Yeah.
of your life.
Yeah.
Because the whole point is that if you've got, say, a problematic part,
Yeah.
I guarantee you're going to find out about problems sooner if they're part of your company, right? And then you have the obvious thing that they're me.
Yeah.
This is my responsibility.
It can't
We
be
have
fucked
to
up.
fix this.
Yep.
Right?
No, but the tide went out, and we saw there were actually 3 portions of GE that actually made any money and could continue on their own. Right? There's no way that GE's acquisitions with NBC and the rest, right?
Helped.
Before we get into the weird ventures,
Yeah.
right? You're not going to acquire a company big enough to float your ass.
No.
Because the ones you want to acquire, I don't even think you can probably debt leverage. Right? Because what would GE have acquired when they were the biggest chunk of the market? Like,
I would have vertically integrated jet engines.
absolutely, I'd have become
Right.
dominant.
And that was part of what Jack Welch undid.
yes.
Right. Was that, oh yeah, we can have these parts made outside.
Yeah,
no,
we
you
talked
really
about the
fucking
Sears
can't.
shithead that made it competitive, right, in
Yeah.
the mural. And yeah, it's how you burn these things down.
Yep.
All right. Updates with Boomer Rex health threats.
What do we got now?
So I saw an interesting thing on monkeypox. Everybody's saying, it's going to go away, et cetera, et cetera. You have to have close bodily contact, et cetera, et cetera. It got a jump on us in spreading because we weren't recognizing it. Now we are. We're finding the cases. There are some cases we can't figure out how the hell they got it. We'll eventually figure it out. But
Anyone checking the Ubers?
one of the folks says
Mhm.
the problem with having an outbreak of monkeypox
Airbnbs.
is that you give the disease an opportunity to find new reservoirs in animals. And that increases the probability that you now have a reservoir that's transmitted to people so that you have it becomes endemic.
Don't let them oppress you, the internet. You get sick, you rub your animals all you want. I'm a millennial. I'm contractually obligated to hope that we have fucking slow zombies. I kind of a little bit want to wake up one morning with something banging on the thing, as long as it's not someone I know the last name of.
Yeah.
There's a screwdriver in where I live. I can get it
Absolutely.
done. And if you can't fend off a slow zombie, fuck it, man.
Yeah, I
That's
got no
that's
use
a big
for you.
goddamn filter.
Yeah. So,
Anyway.
I also read that I don't know if it's a county or a city in California is back in mask mandates for
Yep.
COVID.
for COVID, yep.
Yep, because their COVID's on the rise, and
They fucked around and they found out.
Yep.
Yep. So we, keep
Yep.
an eye on
All of the local COVID statistics are going up, right? So,
climate weirding. You had a little blurb.
yeah, I just wanted to point out that The remnants of Agatha have crossed
I couldn't remember Agatha.
have crossed Mexico, and now they're out there in the Caribbean getting ready to play some games, and there's a tropical storm warning for parts of Florida and so forth. So I am absolutely in favor of a transsexual hurricane. Agatha, you got to make it to be named. You've got to become Alex.
So one thing I have seen is I've been looking at the, the images.
Radar images.
Thank you. And it's definitely reforming for sure. It's organizing again. So keep a sharp eye on this one, folks.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of rotation yet.
Send us
but
$2 to
there's
the
a
internet.
phenomenal amount of water vapor.
We need an
You
airship
can
and
see
a
the
pirate
shape
ship.
of the clouds are already starting to make that. So I think probably within the next 48 hours we will see it turn
We'll see
into
what
a
happens.
tropical storm. I would be
80%
surprised
chance
if it
over the
didn't.
next 5 days.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty.
that it will
damn good.
reach tropical storm
I was
status.
thinking about flying a bunch of drones into a hurricane.
Oh, okay.
Tuned you guys out. I already asked the internet for $2 so we can have an airship and a pirate ship.
Yeah, okay.
But
No, there's not much going on in the news, so this is kind of what we got. I'm still working on my special report that we're going to be doing.
I mean, no help with that.
On conspiracy theories?
Well, conspiracy theories, why people believe them, and then, why they, attack, survivors of these mass shootings and such, and then how it affects the survivors and the family members of those who have been lost. So it's really interesting. I found some really interesting bits, but it's still coming together.
Okay.
So
The problem for me is she's treading a lot of ground that exactly right. Once you get all of it in you, you realize that highlights exactly the part on the people you can't reach.
Yep.
No, that is exactly what they're missing.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, we'll talk about it more.
yeah, no, I sorry, I don't mean
No.
to cut you off because everything you were going to say is
I
completely
know exactly,
valid.
but
I
part
want to
of
save
your-
it for
Yep.
when we are
Got
actually
it.
sitting down having the discussion because
Oh,
there
wow.
there is going to be a lot to unpack. And I also want to do some more research into individual events and how the conspiracies evolved and such. So it's gonna be a real big thing.
So send us $1 the internet because
So
I need
give me $1.
coffee.
I'm working hard on this, folks.
And I have to help her, which means I have to help it pack it and then help her unpack it for you, idiot.
Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Facebook for fun memes and a link to our Patreon. Give us a fucking $1. You can find us on YouTube as BoomerRex, or check your favorite podcasting service for BoomerRexTonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts. And hit us up on Twitter at BRexTonight. Also, if you go to Google and you type in BoomerRexTonight, no spaces, all links will lead you to us.
So help me God, at the end of...
Go ahead.
I thought you stopped recording. So help me God, at the end of the world, I'm going to use our Patreon to decide how nice we should be to all of the humans.
Fair.
There you go.
That's a good way of looking at
Put
that.
you on a special list.
Yeah, special list of, we leave you alone or we come help you and you help us and everybody's happy. So, we love y'all and we'll see you back here tomorrow night on Boomer Rex Tonight.